Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are in different time zones in this world. Welcome to The Leader. Today, we have a very interesting person, should I say, and the topic is different, hence the interactive session that we're going to have.
Yes, sir.
With me in the studio, we have Apostle Bala Fredrick, who is from the Redeemed Gospel Church, Kapkures in Nakuru. He has a story to tell. Indeed, what I'd call a case study.
Yeah, sure.
Is it possible to pastor to politicians?
Very much possible.
Let's talk about Apostle Bala.
Apostle Bala the man.
Apostle Bala the man. Who is Apostle Bala the man?
Yeah, Apostle Bala is a husband
Yes.
of one wife, that is Lillian.
Yes.
And by the grace of God, we have 5 children. I'm a father of 5. I was born and raised in Nairobi, here in Korogosho. Around class 6, my parents separated. I found myself in the street. I became a street boy for 7 years, eating from Dandora dumping site. That was my home because I didn't have a place to go. We stayed there for around 7 years. Thereafter, I joined a gang of robbers, hijacking cars here in Nairobi, raiding supermarket and banks. And then we are the original founders of Taliban. You remember Taliban? 1995-6, thereof. By the grace of God, in the year 1998, on 12th March, I met Christ. And that was the beginning of my transformation. And it has been a long journey walking the path and preaching the gospel since then until now. So in a nutshell, that is me. I'm an author. I've authored some few books. And also, I do life skill coaching. Apart from a pulpit, we call it Beyond the Pulpit. Yeah, we do life skill coaching. And I have a firm called Balili Consultancy. We are based and we are really doing counseling and motivational and life skill coaching. So that is Apostle Bala.
How did you get into the calling, into now becoming an apostle?
Yeah, I can say that if God has marked you, He has marked you. And it's not just becoming, it is a call. God calls you, and through the process of mentorship, you come to realize who you are in the Lord and what God has called you to do in this life, and the assignment that God gave unto me. Because coming to the Lord was a bit tricky, and it's an interesting story how I got saved. Because I remember 2 days before I got saved, we were to raid a supermarket in Dandora 41. And that evening, we visited my biological father, because when my father separated with my mother, he went on and remarried another lady. So this day I visited them, and we were 4 of us. It's like I told my guys, there is a man here whom we need to give him a small treat before we go on with what we are going to do. So getting into the house, we got my father and the wife. They were just about to have their dinner, meat and ugali. So what we did, we told them, Mzee, you've been saying you're a man. And I removed a gun and told him, sir, if for sure you're a man, today, I want to prove to you that this is not a toy. This is a gun.
Was he aware that you were his son
Yes.
at that time?
Yes, because they separated when I was in class 6.
Yes.
Yeah. So I told him, we can see who is a man now. And then sat them down on the floor, told them, we recooked the meat, washed the meat and recooked it again, ate, finished, asked them to cook for the mother, cook for us tea. And then after taking the tea, We told them that we cannot leave the utensils dirty, and we commanded them, we made them wash the utensils, two of them.
Their own utensils.
Their own utensils. And then thereafter we took the padlock, locked the house. But before that, we asked them, I asked my dad to pray for us, because we were going for an assignment. And we believed then that God answers prayers. And we know that anytime you are going out to work, you need to ask God for protection. So we asked him to pray, and then he prayed, and then our stepmother the same. I'm coming back telling him that I'm saved, I'm born again, and he need to be saved. He looked at me and say, you've consumed a lot of bang. And he's like, you are going mad. I began preaching the very day that I got saved. I've been preaching because my first members that I was preaching to was my father and my stepmother, and thereafter I've been preaching. But coming to the call, I think it is a mark of God, and God separated me for the apostolic work. Reason, because of what I went through, and also to bring hope to the hopeless in this dire world.
Now, presently, you are in Nakuru.
Yes.
How did you get to Nakuru?
Going to Nakuru, I was running away from being a pastor. I didn't want to be a pastor. I remember when I went home, then came back to Nairobi, joined a ministry called Glory Ministries in Kenya. My bishop then, late Kalebalingo, took me here to Karen Grace Campus of East Africa. I studied. I wanted me to be a pastor, but deep within me, I was looking at being a pastor is a frustrating job. I did want to be one. So after my graduation from Grace Campus, I was running away from being a pastor and the call of God. So I went to Nakuru as a businessman. And when I was in Nakuru, I joined the church as a faithful member. That is where God met me. One preacher came from Nairobi because when I got saved, I began preaching, as I've told you. So this preacher came to Nakuru. He was invited by our pastor to preach. And then when he stood to preach, spotted me in the midst of people and asked Pastor Chris, how can you be putting a preacher at the back? And then he said, wow, again, man, you are coming here again. I didn't want this business. So that is how, again, I found myself on pulpit. Yeah, until tomorrow, I'm preaching.
You say that at the time,
Yes.
your description was that pastoring is frustrating.
Yes.
Unpack it for me. What do you mean by frustrating?
One of my uncle is a pastor, and he was a pastor then. And I was looking at the kind of life that he was leading back at home, in the rural. And I was seeing the children are not going to school. Life is struggling. Talk about eating. Talk about meeting your personal needs. And it was so frustrating. And I was looking like, this is a job, this is a work of those people that have nothing to do in life, those people that are hopeless. So I didn't want to go that direction. And that is why I was running away from it. To me, it was a work of those people that have lost it in life. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, it's very interesting because you had a sense of calling.
Yes.
Well, it's a calling.
Yes.
But again, you went through the motion in terms of, the academic education aspect of it, in terms of, just the background, grounding, foundational.
Yeah.
But you are looking at, I got a sense that at that time,
yes,
you were judging the pastoral work
I think
by worldly
view,
tangibles and views.
Have
you changed your mind between then and now?
It was a perception.
That perception, yeah.
Yeah, it was a perception. Yes, it has changed because one of the things that I've realized in ministry, there is no any other better place that you can be or better work that you can do apart from serving God. It pays, and not just pays, it has eternal dividends. When you serve God, you cannot be frustrated. When you serve God with gladness and joy, God meets our desires and our needs. When you serve God, you see, there are a lot of things that entail serving God. So that perception changed. And today I always tell people the best place you can be is in the kingdom service.
Kingdom service.
Yes.
Can be.
Yeah.
Now, let's just circle back a little bit. When you met your dad,
Yes.
your stepmom,
Yes.
they prayed for you. But it was you who
Yes.
requested for the prayers.
Yes.
And they prayed.
Yes.
2 days later,
Came back
you came back.
in the same house.
But now, the point that I want to look at is your peers, your den, if I may, of crooks and thugs and all the bad boys.
Yes.
Did they let you go?
That
How
is
was it like?
That is why immediately I got saved, I had to go to exile. And I went home at my rural place. Took around 4 years.
They didn't feel it was a sense of betrayal?
Yes, it is, because, there is a difference between stealing and being a robber. Robbery, you have to be initiated in it. There are a lot of things that entails into robbery, because you have to get into oath of secrecy that I will not leak out, no matter what. Better I die, but I will not leak out or say it, what we are doing and how things are here. So when you come out of gang, you need to run away. And that is why I ran away and went to exile. And something funny, when I went home, there was no any other job to do that I knew or I know that I can do. So I got a guy by the name of Elisha, introduced me into latrine digging. And I always tell people I'm one of the qualified latrine diggers.
Yes, yes.
Because that is the work now that was available. And I did it wholeheartedly, knowing that because my pastor at home caught hold of me, and I thank God for him, because he was really hard on me, and he was a great mentor. Helped me so much to walk, and walked with me through the journey to the extent that he made me to be an evangelist in the church. He told me, God can still bless you, not by crooked ways, but as long as you remain faithful and you begin somewhere across the lane, God will elevate you, God will bless you, and things will change. So be faithful with what you're doing today, because your today does not dictate your tomorrow. Wow. And your tomorrow will be much better. And I remember sometimes he could come and tell me, let's go. At our place, we call it Nyoloro. That means, here we call it HBCs, and they are being done on weekdays, but in the morning. He could come and tell me, you are the one preaching. I don't know how to preach. And then you preach, and then he tells you, you've made it, but you need to work on these areas. So this man was a real help.
And he was a mentor.
He was a mentor and a father, for that matter. And I thank God for him. That is how my transformation came on.
Now, in Nakuru.
Yes.
How long have you been there?
I've been in Nakuru since 2003.
2003 to date.
Yeah, to date.
Interesting, because now there's a story about you pastoring to the politicians.
Yes.
And the politicians are a special breed.
Yes.
I salute them.
Yes.
It is not easy.
Yes.
Why did you feel that need? And what's the story? What's your story there and experience?
007, 008, I was in Nakuru. And Kenya was on fire.
Yes, it was.
The whole I saw with my naked eyes people being slain, people being killed. with machetes, and it was not something that I could wish to see it again in our nation. So out of that, because I remember there was this soldier who was working in our church. That day when Nakuru was bad, I told him personally, Lawrence, I feel don't go, because where you are going is much worse than where we are. So you stay around, and then I will go with you at my place. We spend together. If things cools down tomorrow, you will go and see your wife. And then he told me, Pastor, it's okay, but you know, people might confuse me this side that and then he mentioned one of the tribes, that I am this tribe because of my color. But when I'm down there, I'm safe. Then I told him, I think you should not do it. But I insisted, and he went. 25, around 30 minutes later, I received a call telling me that Lawrence has been slain.
Wow.
It was painful. And personally, I went and saw this young man. I said, wow, I wish you could have had me. Now, from then I began developing this urge in my spirit. I think it is a burden, to propagate peace and speak peace to our people. And you realize in our every electioneering circle, Kenya, there is an issue when it comes to elections and peace. Then I thought I need to do something, and I need to engage our community. Now, fast forward, last year, towards the end of last year, I felt a burden to engage our community, that is Kapkures community, and speak peace. Because you realize in Nakuru, apart from Naivasha, that is in Nakuru County, apart from Naivasha, Kapkures is one of the places that is being watched so very much.
They define it as a hotspot.
Yes, I didn't want to say that.
But let's call it like it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is how they define it, but we are saying it is a peaceful place. Now, I thought that if I sit back as a clergy, things might not go well. And then by then, towards the end of the year, tension had begun going up, because you realize our place is more of Kalenjin and Kisi dominant. And this tension was building. I went to our local senior chief and told him, I feel in my heart to call all the MCA aspirants and talk with them. He told me, how will you do that? I said, I want to organize a prayer breakfast for them.
For the MCAs now.
For the MCAs. Yeah. Then I asked him to help me get the list, because I'm new in that place. We've planted a church. It is around 1 year, 4 months old. So I'm still new in Kapkures. And then I told him, sir, can you help me with a list of those that are standing? He gave me a list of that were vying for MCA seat. No, there were 15. I had in total, I had a list of around 20 of them. Then I did a card, very good card, and organized our people, and we said we are doing a breakfast for the
MCA aspirants across boards.
Across from which party, across the board. And then I did a card and going around, calling them one by one and inviting them. I didn't want to call them via phone or leave a card anywhere so that you may pick it up, deliver it personally.
Yes.
Some of them were asking me, how possible is it? And I was telling them, it is possible. And it with us. Some of them also offered me money for the breakfast. Yes. And I why? Because when you come to the breakfast, you will want me tell you what you want me to tell you.
Exactly.
You will want me say what you want me say. You will want me speak the way you want me speak. So I said, come, have my breakfast, and then I speak the heart of God to you. Out of 18 that were invited, 17 of them turned up, came. That was a huge and a great success.
Yes.
We did a breakfast. When I was organizing this, I went to the office of OCS. OCS took me to the office of the OCPD. OCPD told me, this is what we want to do. And thank you because you are helping us do what needed to be done. And then took me to the office of the DCIO. So I'd also engaged the security apparatus. And good for it. They all agreed and said, we will be present. Went on and also prepared the Peace Pact commitment for all of them. So when they came, I gave them an opportunity to share their hearts because I told them we are the people as leaders, opinion makers. We are the people who can make sure that we propagate and we see peace before, during, and after elections. And it all goes with what you tell your supporters. It all goes with how you conduct yourself during your campaigns. And I told them, as a church now, because I had also engaged, we have a fellowship, it's called Kapkures Pastors Fellowship. So I had engaged our pastors also, together as a fellowship. We came and we were there. So we told them, now not only as a person, but as a clergy in Kapkures, we told them that we are watching you. And we have the biggest vote, the vote of God. So if you mess around, we will vote you out.
Yes.
And the way to vote you out is through our knees. That is one. Number two, we command a following as a church. And we will sensitize our people, we will educate our people, we will tell our people who to vote and the qualities of a leader that we want in our community. And I was so hard on them, and I told them, guys, you have to conduct yourself in a mature manner. Because at the end of it all, campaign comes and go. We've been living together for the last 4 years. I call you my brother, you call me my brother. I go and this boda guy takes me to where I want to go. He's a Kikuyu, he's a Kamba, he's a Kisi, he's a Kalenjin. And I don't see that. Why, when it comes to elections,
that you now have the division?
Is now I see that you are a Luhya, or you are a Luo, you are a Kamba, you are a Kisi, you are a Kalenjin. And I say, no, this thing has to stop. We need to live as one. We need to live in cohesion. We need to live in unity. We need to live in love. We need to live in peace. And I was telling them that this must be spearheaded by the church. Because if we don't take the lead, politicians will mess us. And I told them, guys, because I remember one of them directing it to chief, the senior chief that is, and told him, sir, I wish you had prepared something for us to pen our hands and make sure that we append our signature on it so that even after this, we will have a commitment. Chief did not know, and even the OCS and the OCPD did not know that I had prepared.
They actually prepared.
Yes, I was really prepared for it. And then I told them, guys, we are not going to call you back again. I have it here. And you are doing it today and now. And if you want to do it, then it means you are the person who does not want peace in our community. They signed it. And then I told them that is phase one. Phase two of this, because God had given me a burden and a formula how to go about it. I told them phase one was to bring you in church. We have a breakfast together, talk, and even pray with you and release you for your campaigns. Now, phase two, we are, all of you, I'm taking you to the ground. And in the ground, 3 things will be done, 3 or 4. Number one, we are going to pray for Kenya, pray for Nakuru as a county, pray for Nakuru Town West, and pray for Kapkures in particular. That is one. Number two, I want you to commit yourself. Whatever you have done with us as a clergy here,
take it out there.
We want you to do it publicly, in the presence of your supporters. So go mobilize your supporters, tell them come. We as a church in Kapkures will mobilize our members that day, and then we will meet on the ground. And then through Bwana Chief here and wazee wa nyumba kumi, we want to mobilize the whole community. So go prepare yourself. And then together we agreed on the date. This breakfast was on 11th of January, 2022. So they said, because official dates of campaign are beginning around February 9th. So we agreed to do it before. So we settled on 13th of February. That is, it should be last month. And we said, let us go and mobilize ourselves. We came together as a church community in Kapkures, came up with a strategic team, and then I went as far as engaging the county commissioner. We engaged also the ACC, Assistant County Commissioner. We engaged, of course, we had Bwana Chief in part of our organization team, and we engaged all stakeholders. Now, I brought in the business community in Kapkures. I brought in the schools around, some representatives from the schools. I brought in the border community. Why? Because they are the people that are being used to ferry goons, and these people that are going to cause violence. And also we engaged the security apparatus and all the stakeholders. We brought in the landowners and the tenants, and we said this thing must succeed. I remember a county commissioner making a call to assistant county commissioner and telling him, make sure that this prayer, we called it prayer festival. They were saying, well, let's do a prayer rally. And I said, no, the word rally
has a different connotation.
Connotations, eh? Yeah. So we said, we will not call it prayer rally. We will call it Kapkures Interdenominational Peace Prayer Festival. So we did a prayer festival. I talked with one of my friends, artist Solomon Mkubwa, and he came over. We had all people, all stakeholders in Kapkures on the ground. And then that is why I was telling them, I need you. And we as a church, we want to see you commit yourself before these people. And then number three, that day I told them what we are going to do on the ground is to, as church in Kapkures, to pray for you publicly, so that you don't come disturb us in our churches and tell us, I want you to pray for me. So we will do a prayer for all of you. By then, the number had added up from 18. Now they were around 28. And those who had not yet signed the peace pact with me signed. Do you know, one of the things that I saw that day is that what happened is that even the aspirants from other wards came. They availed themselves. And they said, we want to see, we want to be part, we want to make history in what is happening in Nakuru, specifically Kapkures, yes. Nakuru Town West. And they were there, and I told them, it's okay. You guys also are signing our peace pact. And they said, it's okay, Pastor, we are ready. And they signed it. 9 MP aspirants availed themselves in that occasion. It was big. It was tremendous. It was successful. And thereafter, they asked me, they said, Pastor, from today, you are our patron. You are our pastor. Why was I doing this? Because in advancing the kingdom of God, we are to influence the earth for Christ. And as a church, we need to influence our community. We need to to make sure we engage the politicians. And you go to Kapkures today, you will realize the tension went down. And something that I love with the Kapkures today, since then, all the aspirants, irrespective of their party or collisions, they work together. They campaign together. And when one launches his manifesto or his campaign, invites even the opponents, and then they come and sit together. And they say, we have come to show solidarity with one of us. We have come to say we are together. We have come to say Kapkures is bigger than us. We have come to let you know that we will not fight. We will not. And you know, and that is why I think church needs to spearhead this to make sure that politicians, we engage them to preach, do a mature, peaceful, and a sober campaign before, during, and after general election 2022. We had a theme, and that is the theme that we are using today in Kapkures. We are saying peace, love, and cohesion 2022. So wherever they go together, and it should be last week, there was a funeral somewhere, and all of them gathered together, and then they say, I will not go with my car, let's get 2 cars, and then we go together. Different affiliations or collisions, but campaigning, sitting together on one dais, and then talking peace. And to me, I think that is a model that needs to be used, and also need to be borrowed by our people, because we can do it.
Now, you engaged the leaders.
Yes.
The leaders were receptive.
Yes.
Now, the recipients of the message, the public, how did they take it up? How has been the reaction?
Wow, very positive.
What, could there be some challenges? There are those who are skeptics?
You know, it should be 007, Many people left their properties in Kapkures, and they went. And even today, you go to Kapkures, you will see houses that are vacant, mansions that are empty, business premises that are empty. Why? Because of fear, because of violence. And you know, to me, Kapkures is not just post-election violence. It is ethnical. And this is the worst kind of violence that you can see, ethnical violence, camouflaged in elections. So the recipients, the community itself is so happy. I remember many times when I walk around, they tell me, Pastor, you've helped us. More so, we that have come, because there was a notion that they are the inhabitants and they are foreigners, aliens.
The outsiders.
Outsiders. And you hear them say, if there is going to be something, there is going to be peace in Kapkures, it is this time. Because we are walking around very comfortable, very peaceful, and thank you, the Lord brought you in at the right time. So the community is happy. People are enjoying. Businesses are thriving. And those even that are doing their businesses, they are at peace. Instead of, because by many have begun shifting and running away and saying, I will come back after election. And that has been the trend. In every election, you see people are shifting. And this time, there was this saying that was saying, if you move out, don't come back.
Go and be gone.
Go and be gone. But because of what now is happening in our community, there is peace, there is cohesion. And people are saying, Kapkures is bigger than us. Let's work together. Let's stick together. Let's move together. And whoever wins, because I told them, and we've been telling them with the clergy as pastors, we've been telling them that you are around 28 of you that are vying for the same one seat, and one of you will match the winner. And you know, the reason why sometimes we have violence, it is because politicians are not defeated. They don't concede defeat. Always, you will hear them that my votes were stolen. But this time we are telling them, whoever wins is the win of God. Whoever that will win, either in nominations or in the general elections in August, That is the heart of God. And we have agreed together. After general election in August, we will come together again and to do Thanksgiving, irrespective either you did not won the election or you won the election. Why are we doing that? We want to prove to the community that we can lose election and still preach peace.
It is possible.
It is possible.
Now, what you managed to achieve there
Yes.
is a model that can be replicated across board.
Yes.
Now, under the umbrella of the Evangelical Alliance of Kenya, how would you see that, or the role of EAK in pastoring for peaceful elections?
There is a great input that from my end I see EAK can do and should do, and I believe will do. Number one, EAK is a big body with many, many churches under EAK. If EAK can make sure and spearhead the peace talk, engage the politicians, I do want to say the bottom up so that I might be misunderstood.
At the ground, where the people are.
Where the people are. You know, many times we engage those people who are on top there. But the people who are on top are not the people who feel the weight of violence. The people who feel the weight of violence are the people who are down there. So if EAK can come up with a model and engage the people from down, climbing up, I believe we will have peace. And more so our leaders from down there. And I know we engaged as EAK, in the last election, we engaged the presidential candidates. I want to challenge and even ask politely, ask our leadership, apart from the presidential candidates, engage the member of parliaments, engage the senatorial aspirants, engage the gubernatorial aspirants, engage them, call them for a dialogue, commit them, let them commit themselves that I will not use young people. And you see, those that are being used are less privileged people. And if we can engage them and tell them that we need you to behave yourself, conduct yourself. Like now, you're seeing the temperature in the national politics is going up, is going high. Why? Because these people are taking it personal. And that is what we were telling our people in Kapkures. Don't go personal. Go policy way. Sell your policy. Convince me. And by the way, next week on Friday, I've engaged them. We are engaging the aspirants again. We are doing the big debate in Kapkures.
All right.
For all aspirants. We want them now to come and tell us as a community, being led by the clergy, the business people, the border people, every stakeholder, landowners, the tenants. We want them to tell us, if I vote you, what are you standing for? What is your manifesto? What is your policy? What do I stand to gain in your leadership? And we are doing a big debate. And we are calling all of them, come. Now, because in the previous meetings, we've been telling them, don't campaign. This is a prayer meeting. Don't tell us what you want to do.
But now give me an opportunity to sell
now,
their policies.
Convince me to vote you.
Yes.
Yeah. Why should I vote you? And if EAK can take that direction, and even don't leave it to the media, media community to call these people for a debate. We can, I think we need also to take the same direction. Call them. If it is in Nairobi, let the EAK in Nairobi engage the MP aspirants. Call them. If it is one of the constituencies, engage them. Let them tell us why I stand a better chance to be voted in and what I stand to do. And you realize when you engage these people together with the community, the bond will be strong. And people will realize it is not do or die, because there is life after elections.
One thing that you've said here is being proactive, taking initiative.
Yes.
and those town halls,
Yes.
model and the aspirants across board.
Across board.
Facilitating, giving them the platform, but here you find that you have a constituency that is critical, number one,
Yes.
like you said.
Yes.
You have God on your side.
Yes. Yes.
Number two,
yes.
You have the followers in terms of the flock, so to speak.
Yes.
To what extent then, even you as a pastor, are you empowering the flock with information in what they should look out for, what they need, and how to hold our leadership accountable?
As I get into that, allow me say this. There was a research that was done, and the research is saying the most trusted people are pastors. That tells you how men of the collar has an influence in the community. And we can use that. We can use our influence because I pray with this person. I pray for their children. I baptize their children. When something goes wrong in their family, I'm there to counsel them, pray with them. We bury also, and a lot of things that we are doing for the community. And once God have called you, you're not just a pastor of your church. You are a pastor, you are pastoring the whole community. Now, if you have that in mind, you will realize if we team up together, we can influence the decisions making in our community. How? One, sensitize our people. We have the pulpits. We can use that. For example, now we are just heading to nominations. We need to tell our people, and I've been preaching this every single day and opportunity that I get. I tell our people, don't go tribal way. Because sometimes our elections are ethnical. I vote somebody not because of what they stand for, but because they speak Mala, my language. So what we are saying, let's sensitize, let's educate our people. Let's tell them the character of a godly leader. Let's tell them the kind of a person that we should entrust in the leadership of either in our ward, either in our constituency, or the governor. Let's educate our people. And when we do that, I am telling you, people will be enlightened and they will know the kind of leadership, irrespective of your tribe, irrespective of your party, irrespective of the collisions that we have, either KK or the Azimio. Irrespective of that, you will vote somebody not because he's speaking your language or he's aligned to the so-called your favorite presidential aspirant, but you will say, because if I vote somebody because he's aligned to my presidential aspirant, he will realize I'm down here.
In fact, what you say is very interesting because my observation, I mean,
Yes.
we're here and we've got this platform and let's speak truth to power and truth to those who are watching and listening.
Yes.
Is that my observation is that there seems to be a focus for the very top position, so to speak.
Yes.
And because we are selling that person,
Yes.
the rest of us, our interest is to tag along and hang on to it.
Yes.
So because I'm saying Apostle Bala here is the man. Apostle
Yes.
Bala is the man, is the man. And since I'm near you, I'm also with you. Is that an observation that you've seen?
Yeah.
And there's a danger with that because then we get caught up in a wave without interrogating.
We've seen that. And you know, we go the euphoria way. Look at 2017 elections.
Yes.
Either you are a Nazarite or a Jubilite.
Yes.
Many voted in those lines, irrespective of the qualities of a person. And I think the electorate, we need to ask ourselves some serious questions. I voted this person, tagging him with my favorite presidential candidate. What has he done? what has he achieved? Can I account on the his work in the tenure that he has been in office?
The track record.
The track
Yes.
record. That is, what is the track record? You know, you've said track record. We have one of the aspirants in our ward, the former EMCA.
Yes.
He always used the same words. Look at my track record, and he calls himself AKA track record. So what I'm saying, we need to look, what is the track record? Can we put our hands on 1, 2, 3, 4 things that this person said, I will do this when you vote me. Yes, we voted you. Have you and did you do what you promised? And you will realize many of these people have not even done a single thing on what they say they will do. And that is why we need to tell our people we don't need such people. And you see, I was saying that a church needs to take a lead. And church need to, as clergy, we need to educate our people and tell them, as you are going to vote, remember, that vote, number one, you are employing somebody. You are the boss.
That person is serving you.
This person, you are the employer. And many times we think when somebody becomes the MCA, the MP, the senator, women rep, and the governor or the president, we look at them as if we are inferior to them.
Where they are employers.
While they are our employers. We need to bring them to record. We need to put them on check and balances and tell them, men, I am the one who did employ you. And you promised 1, 2, 3. But many times, because I think the poverty level in our land also, instead of putting these people on check and balances, it's like we are worshiping them. And that is a mess. And we need to tell our people, we are the employers. We are the people that employed this person. We are the boss. And even when the community will rise and know I am the boss, I'm telling you, this person will work for you. This person will make sure that his manifesto is fulfilled.
There is something that you've said here. You've gotten the commitment from the politicians.
Yes.
And they are also, committing to the same.
Yes.
Employing the tactics, creating the awareness in the people to continuously hold them to account.
Yes.
So that we don't wait until after, but in that journey, there's accountability.
And it is not an instant or a one-day thing. It is something that is continuous. We do it continually. And that is why, you see, we have a very serious lined program that we are doing. For example, I said next week we are engaging these people in a debate. After that, we want to engage the youth in our community.
Yes.
We are doing it. We are doing a peace concert. Pull in the youths and create awareness in the youths and tell them we are heading to elections. You are the very people that are being used. Somebody will come and give you 50 shillings and take you to Mama Pima. And then when you're drunk, this person will misuse you. Tomorrow, either you kill your fellow friend or you lose your life in that lane. So we want to engage them and tell them, guys, this time, tukatae kunyweshwa pombe. This time, let us hold our stand. Let us tell these people, I am a young person. What am I standing to benefit in your leadership? Don't just come today and give me 200 shillings. Because after giving me 200 shillings today, I will see you 5 years from now. So kindly, what do you have for the young people in our community? And we want to engage them. Thereafter, we are planning to have another engagement now with the women. We want to engage our mothers. We want to engage our sisters. We want to engage our daughters. in the same line together with the aspirants and tell them, can you tell our women, our mothers and our daughters, what are they standing to benefit from your leadership? So you see, it is a continuous thing. And my heart is, apart from just electioneering here, we need also to do it even after election in preparation to the next election.
In a sense, that is continuous civic education.
Yes.
So let's not wait until only because of the elections.
Yes.
I want to throw a span in the work and see your reaction to this. There are teams that have formed themselves.
Yes.
And assumed the responsibility of engaging the aspirants to give direction to the community. Is that right?
Yes and no.
Okay, let's start with the yes and then end up with the no in under 5.
Yes, if they are doing it the right way.
Which is?
Which is, they are not going there because of themselves. They are not doing it because they are looking for their personal benefit. They are looking for the benefit of the entire community. You know, there are a lot of, I hear them...
and how would you know? Because just because I am privileged and we seem to have something in common, then we abrogate ourselves that right to vet, and we tell our people which way to go.
Very simple.
Is that assuming people that they can't think for themselves?
It's very simple to know. Because when I speak for the community, I have the backing of the community. I have the goodwill of the community. But many times when these people, I hear some people have labeled them brokers. Yeah, but you see, if I'm talking and speaking on behalf of my community, I will make sure that I engage all the stakeholders. But many times, we go as friends. You come. Let us engage these people. And you will realize what they are doing, they go the tribal way, the ethnic way. It is not the community way. So they want to safeguard their interest. Their interest. And if that is the case, that tells you this is not the right people. They are not the right people that can propagate our agenda as a community. So what should we do? I said no. We began with yes, Yeah. So I said no because these people, if they are doing it that way, that is wrong. We should go the right way. If I want to speak on behalf of the community, let's engage the community. Let's talk with the community. Like now, apart from the word that I pastor, there is another word that I've been asked also to help and lead the dialogue, the negotiations between the aspirants. And the other day, I called all the aspirants, and they refused to come, some of them. And they were saying, you guys, that team that you have is going tribal. And we told them it is not about your tribe.
No, it isn't. Yeah.
It is about the interest of the community. And it is not about my personal interest. And a good leader will put their personal interest down and make sure you serve the interest of the people. And if you are not serving the interest of the people, then you are serving your personal interest. So that is why I said it is yes and no, depending with where you're coming from and what are you standing to achieve.
Now, using the privileged position of the pulpit,
yes,
are you going to be bold enough to call that out if you see it and say, this is wrong?
Oh, yes.
Have you done it? How has been the reaction?
Yes. You know, a leader should be bold enough. Either people react positive or negative. Because as a leader, you need to have a stand and you give direction, either good or bad, and stand with your stand. Have a stand and make sure you follow it to the end. They might not see it now, but at the end of it, they will see it. They might not agree with you today, but in the long run, they will say, for sure, you said it. So, number one, we need to do it. I've done it, even on the pulpit, and I've said, this is not the leader that we want. The other time I told our people, because of ABCD, this one, I have fired him. And I said, this one. And I say, I need you to take me in record.
Yes.
This one is
fired.
fired.
Now, in one sentence, those who say church and politics do not mix, in one sentence, what's your parting shot?
Church and politics mix. It is the same. You cannot separate church and politics.
Well, that has been a discussion with a man who is an apostle, a motivational speaker, a parent, and indeed one who's proactive. Apostle Bala,
yes,
you've shown the way.
Yeah.
There's a lesson to be learned. This country is ours, for all of us. Let's play our part. Asante sana for a wonderful discussion.
Asante.
Look forward to learning from you.
Yeah, we allow me say this as we finish. Let the church take the lead. And we are partnering also with the EAK to see that 2022 general election will be peaceful. So may the Lord help us together, and let us all partner together with EAK and ourselves as a clergy to see the posterity and prosperity of our nation. Thank you.
Asante sana. See you next week, same time.